The worst year for a lot of us for our mental as well as physical health. So joining us this morning is best-selling author, coach, and fitness expert, Lisa Goldenthal.
Hello and welcome. I'm Lisa G, your host. You're at the top of your game, yet the game is changing faster than ever. Strategies that got you here aren't the ones that'll keep you here. The pressure is relentless, and the fear of obsolescence looms large. That's why I'm here. Welcome to the new podcast series, Disrupted: How to Be Gritty and Unlock Performance. This is your chance where I sit down with today's tops in business, mindset, wellness, and success to help you master disruption and thrive.
Thanks for coming, and I'll see you soon.
Tau Patch is a patented wearable nanotechnology device that combines light therapy with acupuncture. I'm so excited to bring to the podcast my friend Dmitri Leonov, who actually invented it. So why don't you tell us a little bit more about your device and what it does?
Sure. So actually, I did not invent it.
Okay.
It was invented about 10, 12 years ago by a really brilliant bioengineer in Italy named Fabio Fontana. And I was responsible for bringing it to the US and most of the English-speaking world right around when COVID started. But yeah, I can tell you all about it.
Well, tell me a little bit more, and does it help with overcoming ADD? I know that was one of the topics that you said you were passionate about. So why don't you tell me a little bit more of the ninja stuff that it actually does for recovery, for athletic performance, and even results with MS?
Sure, absolutely. Well, so this is what it looks like. So it's called Tau Patch, and looks like a little plastic coin. It really doesn't look like much. But so inside of this little plastic coin, there is a nano material. And this was Fabio's discovery. Essentially, what Tau Patch does is it combines light therapy with acupuncture. And light therapy is a really well-researched form of medicine. There are just under 10,000 peer-reviewed published studies on PubMed, which is the National Library of Congress database of peer-reviewed studies. And so we have actually 17 of our own published studies, including placebo-controlled, and we just finished an 800-person study that talks about what Tau Patch can do. But essentially, what light therapy is a really interesting modality of medicine, because it really intuitively doesn't feel like it should do that much, right? It's literally just light. And since we're so kind of used to it, it's very difficult for our brain to comprehend how it works. But when light enters your body, a lot of really interesting things happen. And light therapy has been used to treat everything from the seasonal mood disorders to skin treatments. And the kind of light therapy that Tau Patch is closest to is called low-level laser therapy. And it's exactly what it sounds like. You're applying a kind of a weak laser to different parts of your body. Normally, it's parts of your body where you have an injury.
Okay.
So it's been used to treat pain and injury. And the issue with most light therapy devices is that they are bulky. They're big and they require electricity, which usually means plugging it into the socket. And normally, if you're applying light therapy in a traditional way, that means you're at a doctor's office, or maybe you have some device at home, but still you're applying it for an hour or so, and then you go back to your normal life. And so you're applying this really bright light for an hour, and then you're going back to continue on with your day. And so this is kind of the equivalent of you're screaming at your body with these frequencies, this light.
Is it like red light therapy, for example?
Yeah, exactly. There's red light, there's ultraviolet light, and there's different benefits, different forms, different wavelengths of light. And yeah, it's been used to treat all sorts of things with really, really great results. But so our and Fabio's discovery was that we've developed this nanomaterial, and this nanomaterial has a couple of really interesting qualities. It can so basically we place it on specific points on your body, and this is why we say it's combining light therapy with acupuncture. So we place it on different points, which are most of them come from Chinese medicine or acupuncture.
Right.
And basically what it's doing is this nanomaterial can reflect your body heat, or in other words, your infrared energy, and reflect it back into your body, but it also converts it into a broader spectrum of light. So instead of reflecting it as heat, it reflects it as light, all the way from infrared to ultraviolet.
Wow.
In other words, it glows in the dark. So they emit actual light. And because of this, these things work for 2.5 years without any external power source. It's just your own body. So you're kind of using your own body's energy, reflecting it back into your body, but doing it in a way that has just tremendous benefits. Initially, it was designed to treat muscle contractures and pain.
Yeah.
And literally, if you place it anywhere where you have pain, you immediately feel results. And we just did like I said, we did an 800-person study we measured a lot of different things. And the first one that we processed and quantified is pain reduction.
Right.
And the results are just astounding. We haven't, we just published it, so we haven't shared it on our website yet. But the results are just incredible. It's within minutes, people are feeling pain relief. And we've seen this anecdotally all across the board.
That's so amazing, because I know the other side of being active and working out all the time is the inevitable aches and pains that go along with it over the years. And I know focus is so problematic these days in this information age, with stuff coming at us from every device possible all day long. So I feel like I get ADD just from trying to do all of the things, have the balls in the air. And how can that your research help with ADD too?
Yeah, so we actually, so one of the things that happens, and like I said, there are different points depending on where you place it. It has different effect, from better posture and balance to people with most of our customers actually have neurological disorders like MS or Parkinson's. For them, is you can, if you go to our website talpash.co, you can see the before and after videos, and it's just astounding. Most of them are taken on the same day, so just within minutes of putting it on, people start walking straight who couldn't walk in a straight line before.
Wow.
But so some of the other points, we have points for sports performance, that we have a lot of elite athletes that use it for performance and for recovery. And there's also points for emotional well-being and emotional balance and stress and anxiety, but also for focus. So actually the points are, well, some of the points are right here, and there's also points on different parts of your body that come from Chinese medicine and that affect your focus. And so we've seen how putting the patches on literally speeds up your brain waves. So your sleepy delta waves that you don't want normally when you're awake, you only want them in your deep sleep. So they go down, and the delta waves are actually quite present in stressed out folks. Anyway, and it
We're
increases
all stressed out.
Yeah, and this kind of leads to this kind of burnout, right? So you just want to like lay down and not do anything.
Yeah.
And at the same time, it increases your alpha and gamma waves. So it literally makes you more alert, more energized. And there's another set of research that we did and other people did on the effects on your mitochondria. So it detoxifies your mitochondria, which then allows your mitochondria to produce more energy, which is why people feel more energized when they wear it.
Well, I know you came from a background in investment banking and all of these online companies. So how do you deal with the naysayers and people in the medical industry when you come out with all these radical claims?
Yeah, well, so first of all, we're very, very careful to not make radical claims. And by the way, so we've been classified as a class 1 medical device in Europe, and we are literally like we already received the FDA approval,
Wow.
but
Great.
it's like the final report is or the final number is in the mail, so it should be any day now. I think by the time this airs, we'll have the official FDA cert approval. But
Congratulations. Yeah.
Thank you. It's actually, yeah, it's a really big day for us, big step. So I think anybody in the holistic medicine world deals a lot with naysayers because our like Western brain has a hard time grasping how putting a little thing like this on a specific point on your body can have an effect, right? And literally emitting really, really faint, like barely visible light into your nervous system through those points, how it can possibly have an effect. And so, and a lot of, people who kind of see this for the first time, and even people, especially people in the medical community, they just don't believe it. They think it's a placebo effect. And we have placebo studies, so we know it's not a placebo effect. But it's really difficult for all of us to understand intuitively how it works and why it works. And so as a result, it must be, pseudoscience or must be fake. And so what we found the best way to deal with the naysayers is to just let people try it. And so, we like I said, we just did this massive 800-person study, but for years ago, we did a 1-year-long study on MS patients with 28 people. And so for a long time, we would get people saying, "Oh, it's only 28 people; it's not enough." Right? What kind of a study is that? And to this, I've always been saying, it doesn't matter how many people are in a study. If it's 30 or 800 or 8,000, it doesn't really matter for you. The only study that matters has a sample of one, and that's you.
Right.
And so the only way to know if something is going to work for you is to try it. And so this is why we have a money back guarantee that, for 90 days, if you're not happy with Talpash for any reason whatsoever, just send it back and we'll happily refund you your money. And that's just the experience is just the best way to try it. There's what I've learned is no matter what kind of scientific experiments or studies or anything else we show, there's always going to be someone who just has a hard time believing these things.
Okay, well, how can this work if you're just trying to find the right work rhythm too? So it's fantastic if it can help with pains, because we all have pains and skin disorders and MS. It's such a debilitating disease. That's all of the mental stuff that you can help with. And how do you find also too the right work rhythm during travel and conflicting priorities?
Yeah, this is something that I personally struggle with. So I have, I think it's called undiagnosed ADD. So it's not extreme, but yeah, exactly. And I think, like you said, everybody nowadays has some version of ADD just because, right?
Focus, it's hard for us.
It's really hard. And honestly, I still struggle with it. So my solution is I think I just put in more time. And really try to get as much deep work done early on, and just really force myself to not get sucked into this,
all of the things, right? There's so many things pulling at us all of the time.
Yeah, exactly, and especially in this kind of reactive world that we live in, with the news coming to you, your email inbox, and everything. It's really important to understand what your priorities are and start with those and just be aware that, like, for example, your emails are somebody else's priorities that somebody sent to you that they wanted to deal with, right? And it's really important to be in control.
I love that. Like for me, I think it always starts with having like 3 things that I'm focused on right now for the first 90 days of the year. and being a student of my calendar to say at this time I do this and this time I do that. And it doesn't always work, but I really think I have to bring myself back to that goal and focus on it every day. And why do I want it? Why now? And just get really laser focused and coach myself to be focused every day. So I appreciate your honesty about how difficult it is these days as an entrepreneur with all the things pulling at us. And where can people find more of you, Dmitri Leonov, and the Tau Patch?
Sure. So more about Tau Patch you can find it on our website. It's taopatch.co, not .com, but .co. So it's TAO patch. .co, and we have all of our social media on there and our phone number and email, and we really encourage everyone to reach out to us, call us, email us, find out more. It's a new thing. It's a thing that frankly seems too good to be true, and so and I didn't mention also that these work for 2.5 years.
Wow.
So it's really something that's that we really encourage all of our new customers and also people that have been using it to talk to us as much as possible, because there's a lot of different fine tuning that we can do over time. And then if you want to connect with me, it's maybe the easiest is on Twitter. It's at Dmitri, and Instagram it's Dmitri_Leon.
Sounds wonderful, Dmitri. Thank you for being a great guest.
Thank you so much.